Today we are going to review how to create purchase orders, pay bills within Utiliko. You could do that through the shortcut button here, create a purchase order, or you could go to vendors, you could select your vendor, and you could go to the purchase order tab and create purchase order. The advantage of doing it this way is just simply that the vendor name is already pre-filled. If this purchase order is for a client, which generally it is, you could link it to the client. If the client has any open projects or tickets, you could also link this purchase order there so it becomes an expense to that project and it could be tracked within that project. We could go ahead and select that. We can add our items in here. Let's adjust this to 4 and this one to 10. We'll go ahead and create our purchase order. Now that the PO has been created, you could directly email it to the vendor by clicking send email. You could save it as a PDF, print it, etc. Once you receive this PO, you can actually mark it as accept or reject it. You can go ahead and accept this for now. And once we go back to our PO list, this is going to show us that it has been accepted. We can reject it if needed. And we can go ahead and create a bill out of it. So if we go to create bill, notice the vendor name, the PO has already been selected. All of the items have been pulled in from there. If this was not done this way, or if you wanted to just create it without going to the PO first, you would just go to accounting, go to transactions, to bills, and then you would create a bill. And then here you would just manually select your vendor, choose the open POs that you have. In this case, it's actually this one. And here you could pay the entire PO, or you could also, if you haven't received the full quantity, you could adjust that automatically and adjust your PO. So now we're gonna create the bill. So we'll go ahead and create the bill, and we can pay the bill here, or again, you could go to bills, go here, pay bills, and it will take you to the bill payment screen. You will notice that the vendor name is selected, the bill is already pre-selected, and the amount is here. So here again, if you're paying only half of the bill, or if you're paying the full bill, you could just leave it as is. You would select your payment method, how you paid for it, if it was a check, from which account it came from, the check number. And if you're going to add a memo to it, you could add that here as well. If you're paying with a credit card, just simply choose credit card, your credit card account, and hit pay bill and new bill. It'll automatically refresh you here to pay a new bill, or you could close it. So now if you go to all bill section, you can notice that you have paid this bill, and this is being tracked all the way through the system. So now let's go ahead and track that bill. So if we go to the bill section, you can see that bill, it's partially paid. If we click on the details of it, it will pull all the information. Again, shows us the status. If you scroll down, you can see the payment that has been made on there. And if we go to the vendor section, we could just go by clicking on the vendor name here. If you go to the purchase order, you could see that is partially received because we only received half of it. And if we go to the transactions, you could see a bill that was generated and paid for that vendor. So now actually, if we go to the project, we'll click on the PO and we'll click on the name of the project or the customer. If you click on the customer name, it will take you to the customer. And if we click on the project name, it will take us directly to the project. So if we open this one, you could see that under purchase order, and it's right here. So this allows you to keep all of your information under one. So when you open up the project detail page or the ticket or whatever else that there may be, you will have all of that information in one place. This was a quick summary on how to generate POs, how to pay the bills, create the bills, and link them to projects or other modules within Utiliko. Thank you.